The story of Thomas Edison is usually told in conjunction with the story of George Washington and the cherry tree, right? Whether or not Thomas Edison truly did invent the light bulb is subject for debate, but what's undeniable is the fact that Thomas Edison is the quintessential American inventor. While I was researching the validity of that story, whether or not he created the light bulb, I came across a quote from Thomas Edison in regards to his journey in trying to perfect the light bulb. And what he says is that he didn't actually fail 10,000 different ways. He actually succeeded in finding 10,000 different ways of creating the light bulb wrong. So I think that whenever you're facing a new challenge, especially with new technology, it's important to emulate that attitude of Thomas Edison and that positive attitude towards coming across a new challenge. In a study done by the University of Bowling State, the head of the psychology department, Bob Lee, reported that one of the largest challenges for senior citizens in advancing in new technology is intrapersonal. So it's not a lack of cognitive ability or talent in any regard. There's no deficiency in that area, but rather they just they report high levels of or low levels of self-confidence and high levels of insecurity and overcoming these challenges. So in a study by the Deakin University that kind of parallels that same study, it shows that seniors are perfectly capable of overcoming these challenges, and when they do, they report a higher standard of living by use of the internet. So in this speech, I'm going to show you guys how to create an email account, as well as send a message with that email account, and then I'm going to inform you on the different privacy settings that you can use to secure your privacy on the internet. Now I'm sure you guys are wondering why exactly you would want the internet. Well, in that same study done by the Deakin University, it showed that seniors have a high level of social isolation. That's usually marked by low levels of social activity and high levels of boredom and unhappiness. Well, a great way to combat these feelings is by use of the internet. And in Australia, the WEA did an experiment where they selected 15 different seniors and they put them in a basic internet training course. Through this course actually received an award for Outstanding Program of the Year. And at the end of the course, a lot of the seniors reported to continue using the internet for basic functions, whether that be communicating with their family members or using the internet as a form of information. So one specific participant, Lois Johnston, she's 81 years old, she said that she enjoys using the internet to communicate with her grandkids, and apparently her grandkids now call her Groovy Granny, which she was excited to report after the program. She also uses the internet for recipes, cooking recipes, and she definitely said that it helped her everyday life. So the first part of setting up an email account is going directly to the website, which would be www.gmail.com. There's several different types of email accounts that you could set up, but in this particular speech, we're going to focus on Gmail. So once you get to the website, you're going to come to this page. You're going to click on Create an Account. Once you create an account, you're going to come to this page, and it's pretty self-explanatory. You're going to fill out the required information, much of which you can enter on your own. But the one portion of this that I want to focus on is the password. I have, on Google itself, it says password strength. It'll show you whether or not the password you're creating is a good password. There's 3 different criteria for a good password according to the Google Help section. That would be that the password needs to be alphanumeric. The password also needs to be integrated with lowercase and uppercase letters. And finally, the password should be spelled phonetically. So the example they give is love to laugh. That's what is on the Google Help page. So as you can see, it fits all three criteria of what a good password is. Once you create a password, you're going to agree to the terms and conditions of the website, and that's basically it to set up an email account. A lot of these things are not quite as difficult, and setting up an email account is a great fundamental way to get your foot into the door through the internet. Considering there's so many opportunities, it could seem overwhelming at first. Well, by creating an email, you're setting your foundation and kind of taking things one step at a time. Once you set up an email account, the one basic function of email is sending and receiving messages. So in order to send a message, again, I referenced the Google Help section. You can kind of think of the Google Help section as the old 800 numbers. So a lot of things that are on the internet are simply transposed from real life. So the internet isn't really some type of foreign entity that you're not comfortable with. A lot of it is just things that you already experience in, whether that be phone conversations or communication through the postal service. It's very similar. For example, you're going to go on the website, you're going to go to compose mail. So when you compose a mail, you're going to select a recipient, and you're going to enter that individual's email address. Well, the individual's email address is the same concept as addressing an envelope. So you're going to put their email address in the recipient section and type your message just like you would type or write any other message through the postal system. Once you are able to send and receive messages, you can communicate with your grandchildren, your friends, and it's a really easy step to get your foot in the door for the internet. Lastly, I want to talk about how to secure your privacy on the internet. According to an article written by ihelpdesk.com, which is basically a blog concerning different elements of the internet, what it said is that you can send encrypted messages. So an encrypted message basically takes your message, and it, as it's being sent to, say, your grandchild, it scrambles this message and it makes it unreadable by anybody but your grandchild. So if you're really concerned with your privacy setting on the internet, there's several different secure connections that you can use to ensure that that your message isn't going to be intercepted by any type of hacker. One really easy way to decipher whether or not that email is secure is by having in the URL box at the top of the page, it'll always say http://. Well, if it's followed by an S, it means that it's a secure connection, and I got that information from ihelpdesk.com. There's several different forms of privacy setting. Again, you want to have a secure connection through your password, which I had showed you earlier, whether it be alphanumeric, capital and lowercase letters, or the third criteria would be, phonetically, spelled phonetically. Also, encrypted messages is a great way to protect your privacy through email specifically. So in this speech, I really showed you basic fundamentals of how to open the door to the internet. The first step, is getting over those intrapersonal anxieties of using the internet. And the great way to do that is by setting up an email account first, and then taking the steps later to get on different websites or different functions of the internet. So I showed you how to open up an email account. I also showed you how to send a message through that email account. Finally, I informed you of some of the basic privacy settings that is going to help you secure your privacy on the internet. So when you guys go back and you finally decide to take up the challenge of getting onto the web and using your email account, whenever you're faced with a challenge, I really hope that you think back to Thomas Edison when he was creating this light bulb, and think about what would have happened if he had quit when faced with a difficult challenge. So you're all completely capable of taking this on, and I do hope that you decide to use the internet to better your daily life. Thank you.